If you ask me, and a lot of people do, you can't be for staking if you're against dice and other forms of PvP gambling. Now this is going to be another one of those videos where people read the title, they post a comment flaming me without actually listening what I have to say, and I'm getting kind of used to this. That's the RuneScape community for you. Act now, think later. I guess that's how people are, especially younger people. But I'm going to ask nicely that you guys hear me out, listen to what I've got to say before casting a judgment. And if you hear what I've got to say and you disagree, that's fine. Voice your opinion. Voice it in a mature manner and I will respond to you. So, we're going to use the blanket term of PvP gambling to cover the likes of flowers, IRC dice, and, any other methods that people use to gamble outside of the duel arena in this video. So, there's obviously a huge misconception with staking. Staking at the duel arena, they think it provides a 50-50 double or nothing form of gambling in a safe environment, and that would be great if it were true, but unfortunately it couldn't be further from the truth. Even if we sort of ignore the likelihood of running into an opponent that is bug abusing or rule switching, it is absolutely impossible for a duel to be 50-50. Somebody will always have an advantage, and that will be the player that gets first hit. Sure, in box stakes, the edge is fairly low, couple of percent either way, but once we start looking at major box staking and rapier staking, that edge can be extended as high as 65-35 in favour of the player that, has first hit. And it is possible to make sure you have first hit in every duel you do. A lot of the good stakers will start out by boxing you, but then they'll be sort of, hey, let's mage box, hey, let's use rapiers. And, why do you think the same big names have all the wealth at the duel arena? You go to the duel arena, I'm not going to name names, but, you go there and you see the same guys, they're always boxing p-hats, they never seem to get cleaned. What, are they just the luckiest guys in RuneScape? Of course not. Staking is far from even chances. Now, as a matter of fact, the only difference that I can see between staking and other forms of PvP gambling is that with PvP gambling, the bettors actually know that the odds aren't 50-50. I mean, they're not deceived at any point in the gambling process. Sure, there's a little bit of commission, or there's a little bit of, odds in favour of the host, but what's wrong with that? They know it's completely transparent. And sure, people get scammed. At the duel arena, people are scammed by bug abusers, and they are deceived into betting. When the odds are hugely not in their favour, when they think it's 50-50. And with PvP gambling, players are scammed by corrupt hosts from time to time. But I'd wager my reputation on the fact that more gold has been scammed at the duel arena, via bug abuse and deception, than the amount of gold that's been scammed by corrupt dice hosts, stealing bets and what have you. Now, I'm not defending dice by any means, or flowers or anything like that. Sure, you guys know that I personally enjoy gambling. I'm a dice host and all that, and yeah, I'm probably one of the most trustworthy hosts in the PvP gambling world. But what I don't get is how the fuck can so many players, tens of thousands of players, be against PvP gambling while having no hate or objections toward the duel arena and staking. It's bullshit, it's hypocritical, but I guess that's what happens when you have, so many people that don't know the facts. And, another argument for this is real-world trading. I'd be lying if I said that some PvP gambling hosts didn't real-world trade, because some do. And I'd be lying if I said stakers didn't real-world trade, because some do. It's a part of the game, and it's a bit of an issue, admittedly. And you guys personally know that I do not advocate real-world trading, but again, another point I'd be willing to wager my reputation or even my RuneScape bank on. More gold has been earned and sold by stakers than by PvP gambling hosts. That is a fact. I personally could name 5 guys who, when you combine all their profits, have made over $1 million from selling RuneScape gold. All stakers. That's right, $1 million fucking dollars, and people have the nerve to blame PvP gamblers for the masses of RuneScape GP being sold? I'm not saying the blame lies purely with stakers, but it reiterates my point. You cannot be against PvP gambling if you are for staking, because whatever sort of reason against PvP gambling you might come up with, it just doesn't make sense unless you are also against staking. I would be the first to admit as well that, all forms of gambling, if they were removed from RuneScape, that includes staking and dice and all that, it might, it would probably be beneficial for the long-term health of the game and the future of RuneScape. I personally would be happy about it. Obviously, I love gambling, and that's just my personal preference, and I get that it does not apply to everyone. But I guess the point I'm trying to make in this video is that if you're against PvP gambling in RuneScape, then you also have to be against staking. And since 99% of players are not against staking, that's got to mean that, in my opinion, people should lay the fuck off people that PvP gamble. Right? Point made. That is my point. Please refute my point if you would like to. But that's how I feel. So as usual, guys, it's time to leave a comment just expressing how you feel, what you think about this video, whether you agree, disagree, what have you, and like the video if you agree with me. And as always, guys, until next time, take care.